Welcome to CryptoBytes, the podcast where we find today's news and information in the crypto space and break it down into bite-sized chunks. I'm your host, Rick.
And this is Rob. Guys, thank you, and gals, thank you for joining us today at this CryptoByte episode. If you're interested in $10 of free Bitcoin, because who wouldn't be, go to the link above, swanbitcoin.com/AGC. Sign up, start stacking, get $10 of free Bitcoin. And we are a Cardano stake pool operator, so check out our pool.
Check your AGC.
Yep, our heroes crypto. But I mean, let's just get into this, man. Breaking news. I was talking to Rick right here the other day, saying how lucky we are in Cardano, the community, to not have black hacks or white hats breaking into our smart contracts. Well, guess what? Today, the Nomad bridge, it's one of the first bridges from ETH to Cardano, has just been compromised, hacked.
Oof.
Millions dollars of wrapped Bitcoin, ETH, taken, gone. I mean, we'll dig into this. I mean, let's go to the first tweet over here by Fubar, man. He basically has a thread that's talking about the compromise right now. Where is this at here? There it is. The Nomad bridge actively being attacked. It's at risk. I mean, Solidity.
Tell me about it, Rob.
We've spoken about bridges in the past. I mean, to Axie Infinity, to other layer 2s of Ethereum, and it always comes down to, well, I mean, the chain isn't being attacked; it's just bridge. It's just the sloppy coding of the bridge itself. But I mean, before we went live here, you said it. Solidity is, no matter how good your team is.
And I'll say it again, and I'll say it until my face is black, until my face is blue, until no one wants to hear me anymore. Solidity is, as a language, great for people to pioneer on. I'm not going to discredit any project that's been made on Ethereum on Solidity. Don't get me wrong. However, this language is made up. For Ethereum, it has not been thoroughly vetted. I mean, when we talk about the Wild West here, this is what we're talking about. You're walking on a landscape designed by someone in someone's mind for this purpose. And while it works, and we have cool things like the NFTs that we do today, you got the turtle. You got the tried and true. You got things like that, like Plutus, which is built off of Haskell, something that's decades old that has thorough testing environments. I mean, literally, you can run this thing to the ground and figure out every single bug and flaw in there. Like, you don't have that with Solidity. And so what do you get? Exactly what we have here.
Right.
Breaking news, right?
The team behind Nomad, I mean, there's a Dex we'll talk about later on. I mean, they're a solid team. They found some exploits in some Cardano smart contracts and did some backroom dealing to get that resolved. But again, no matter how good your team is, Solidity, there's just some issues with the coding. You know, you can be expressive as you want, but there's going to be holes in what you're writing that someone can, start jiggling handles and see what opens. And we'll go into this next one with Paradigm. This is another thread. He talks about the exploit. Essentially, all these transactions that have been occurring so far have the same thing in common. There's a process, parentheses function on the ERC20 bridge that is allowing these transactions to be approved and go through, which is pretty insane. Like Rick here, I mean, you've seen some of these past exploits. You've seen the liquidity draining from the iron pair months ago. Some other bridges that we've spoken about that were compromised. Like, I mean, what do you see here?
First of all, this is the one you sent me originally in the week that I said was like super sexy, right? Was it this one?
No, that was another one. That was another hack on Ethereum. I was going to talk about that one, but this one just came up today, and it's relevant to Cardano and Ethereum, so might as well speak about this.
So I'm of the school of thought that nothing's unbreakable. It's only a matter of time and effort. And if anyone tells you that they can make you unhackable or make your project unbreakable, they're lying to you, and you should not do business with them. Period. I can tell you that this is certainly this is detrimental in that, you know, we say that the like primary chain or like the layer ones, they're not going to be broken, and that's true. But what's being broken here are the smart contracts and the bridges uh, to allow a real thriving economy to exist cross coin. You know what I mean? And that kind of hurts. Like I know in through the lens of security, we need to be able to protect people, because if we want cryptocurrency to take off the way that we do, we have to imagine that this is literal gold, and you'd want to protect it the same way you'd protect your gold, every security thing imaginable. But this is it's sad, man. It's really sad,
Right.
and I'm hoping that it drives development further. That
The
someone comes up with the bridge.
the bridge to end all bridges. Yeah, but that other bridge hack that you spoke about, that's the Audius hack, and that had to do with overlapping initialized transactions, and it short
That was
circuited
super sexy.
it short circuited the contract to just allow everything to go through, and that's kind of what happened here in this Nomad bridge. I mean, we have a thread here from same CZ's son, and he basically he's looking at the smart contract. He's digging deep in it, and he finds out that um, uh, I guess there was an upgrade in the contract, and the team allowed the hash to be to be 0x00 as a way to streamline some of these messages.
Oh,
And it turns out I think they might have left it as is, and it allowed it allowed the root to be trusted, and for things to
mm.
and for doors to be just open ajarred enough for someone to
Um,
look at and to go like, I wonder what's in there.
so
Mi-
here's a core value I instill to all of my employees. It's called follow through all the way. You gotta follow through all the way, because when you don't follow through all the way, a 0x00 gets through out of accidental being lazy, and now you've compromised an entire production environment.
Right,
Congratulations.
right. So what they're saying, what he's saying here is that all you had to do was find a transaction that worked, and then replace your address or yeah, replace your address for someone else's, and the transaction would go through. And it looks like this exactly what's happening and how they're draining this bridge, which is which is pretty insane. I mean, this bridge, it used to be proprietary. I know back in the early days of DeFi, it sounds like it's just a few months ago, really,
Right.
but it was
Crypto years.
right in crypto years. It was only for a select few to add liquidity, and what they did, they added liquidity to a DEX called Wing Riders. Right, so
I
this
remember
was
Wing
the DEX
Riders.
that primarily used this bridge to get wrapped ETH, wrapped Bitcoin,
Hmm.
wrapped USDT, USDC on their DEX, and that's the bridge they used. And our friend Hosky, if you're interested in any on the pulse of Cardano, I mean, this guy, he's an amazing social engineer. He's looking. He's basically updating the community right now on live time the drainage of the liquidity um, off of Wing Riders that uses this Nomad bridge, and they're the only DEX on Cardano that uses this bridge, as to my knowledge. Everyone else is basically on the layer one. so, so like lifetime updates. Follow Hosky right now if you want to get the minute to minute updates.
I wonder how many people are truly affected by this. We we talk about all this stuff with candor, and sometimes I forget that I think we're living on the literal bleeding edge of the crypto world right now. So I'm curious, like, what's the large scale effect of this really is? How many people are truly affected?
Well, you know the saying, "Fortune favors the brave." In this case, if you were
Fortune favors
brave,
the bold.
if
Fortune
bold,
favors.
yeah, if you were bold or brave enough to use a layer two in its early infancy days, you got
Fortune favors
wrecked.
the brave. That's right. Fortune favors the bold. That's
Yeah, you got wrecked right now. I haven't used any layer twos. I know MusiSwap has a layer two. I've tested it out during the test phase, but I haven't been on it for the live. I take a look at it. To me, a lot of these layer twos, they're just a little bit they're too risky for me to risk my my uh my small position I'm willing to play with in the DeFi space.
See, my position's so small, I'm not willing to play.
So small, so small.
So small, so small.
Right. I mean, I think that might be the only, well, not the only way, but a good way to go about some of this new technology or this cutting edge development on Cardano. Even any other chain like Ethereum, you gotta hedge or you gotta weigh the risks,
You,
right?
I got a question for you, and just kind of tossing it out there at this point with kind of with the crypto market the way that it is, and this kind of stems from a conversation that I had with a colleague at work today. Kind of told me that he's worried about crypto, worried about the market, doesn't think there's much value in this anymore. If all of these crypto projects start to devalue, right? Think sub 10K Bitcoin, sub 300 Ethereum, right? Where do you where do you see a lot of these other projects going?
I
Like
spend a
what
lot.
what coins do you see like
I yeah. I spend a lot of time in these Bitcoin toxic happy hour spaces on Twitter, and I tend to agree they're all going to zero because they live and die off of a bull market. And if everything drops, I mean, I would assume Bitcoin would drop as well, but I think Bitcoin and Cardano, they're probably not financial advice, a safe place to put your precious fiat to, right? The Bitcoin maximalists would disagree with me. They would just say, oh, 100% Bitcoin. Again, if you're looking for $10 free Bitcoin, swanbitcoin.com
um
slash AGC.
also, if you happen to have a ticker
Yeah,
AGC.
right. So I think I don't play around. I mean, we did the million token thing uh, on the run up, and that was fun.
Can
I can
can
I
you
can
uh, can you not remind me about that?
I can definitely see the I guess uh it's some sort of drive. It's like gambling. It really is, right? You get a hit of like money coming in, like holy shit, I can hold this to be a millionaire. And in the reality, most likely not. You see a lot of these DEX tokens. I mean, let's just say Sushi Swap, Sunday, or Sushi Swap on ETH, Uniswap. All these DEX tokens have spiked up, gone down. You see the same thing with the DEXs on Cardano, Sunday Swap, the first one that came out with I guess automatic market maker. The value of that currency has gone to shit. And you ask the team, anything about it, and they'll say, "Well, we don't care about the value of the token." I'm like, okay, well, I mean that your token reflects your platform. So if you don't care about the value of your token, then your platform is not worth using. You take a look at other dexes like MusiSwap. They're actively developing. They're keeping updates on their to their community. So I mean, just take a look at the main chains. I think you got to invest in a solid layer one. Forget about going to bridges. That's too risky. And time again, we've seen hacks, exploits drain these bridges for millions of dollars.
So if I had to ask you just one more question, out of the sea of crypto that I could throw my fiat into, what are your top five out of let's say top five contenders of 2023?
Man, dude, I only look at two. I look at Bitcoin and look at Cardano. I really like other maybe Tezos, but that's mainly just, I mean, because we're in an NFT bear market and a crypto winter. I I would actually no, I would just stick with Bitcoin and Cardano. Those are my top two that I would always recommend people to get into.
But the question was for five.
Five, I don't look at other
I, I,
tokens
I
like
need
that.
I need your Rick James number here.
Okay,
What?
you gotta have a little bit of Ethereum. All right, Ethereum number three. That might be
Okay.
worth more later. Okay. Um, maybe a you know what? There's really no good DEX tokens that I would put money
So like a
into.
stable coin. What do you think about like a stable coin then?
Circle would probably be the more solid stable coin. If you'd want to get into a stable coin, USDC. Um, Other than that, so what we got Bitcoin, we got Cardano, Ethereum, USDC. Geez. I mean, let's have a little fun with this. Let's put some Shiba Inu.
Some shit. I was gonna say Doge.
No,
Honestly,
no
like if I had
Doge.
to give you my five,
Yeah,
just off the top of my head here, I'm
right.
thinking Bitcoin. I'm thinking most definitely Cardano. I guess it's the turtle. It's the turtle. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if by some reason you happen to stumble into our channel today or tomorrow or whatever day and you don't know what Cardano is and this is the video that you're watching and you've gotten to this point, do yourself a favor and buy some Cardano. All right, Ethereum, but probably ETH2, whatever they're gonna call it, because the ETH that we have right now is dead, and I want all you ETH maxis to know this: it is dead, right? Uh, Probably Doge, and the only reason I say Doge is because it's got a little bit of celebrity behind it, and if the Doge father wants to poke his head out and he wants to call it out again publicly, I think that'll boost up, right? And then I'm thinking we're probably going to see some kind of stable coin. And here's where things get a little dicey for me. I don't think that stable coin's in existence yet.
Ooh.
And here's the worst part.
Yeah.
Is you know all those conspiracy theorists out there, the one world order, new world order type thing, single currency.
Yeah.
This could be that. Like something really close to that. Like
Oh man, WEF currency, a CBDC of sorts that a bunch of different countries can get around. Damn,
sadly,
those would be dark
yes. I was telling
times.
this to I say that too. As much as the crypto boom will go, and let's be honest here, we're all going to the moon. If you happen to live in the same area that I do, things aren't going to be looking so good for you. Well, who knows? Who knows? I
You
can
just
move to
got,
China. I
you just
think
got,
I could be
you,
fine.
you just got to get out of the cities, and you'll be fine. I don't think you want to move to China. That's not a place you want to go.
I mean, I hear John Cena says nice things about China.
John Sheena. Well, I mean, let's wrap it up here. We spoke about this Nomad bridge hack that's currently going on. If you got wrecked, let us know in the comments below how much you lost, or even if you saved
Honestly,
enough.
hit us up, DM us. We'd love to interview you on stream. I want the people to hear this. I want them to know. Warn them. Let your story be a cautionary tale for somebody else.
If you manage to save your funds and life savings, please let us know too. We want you just to pose those two. If you lost everything, or if you managed to save your funds, those are amazing stories. We want to hear it. Comment below. If you're interested in $10 of free Bitcoin, go to the link above, swanbitcoin.com/AGC. Sign up, start stacking, get $10 of free Bitcoin. And Nick, here you go. There's
We talking about the plug. I got you. Okay, word, bet. When we talk about the plug like that, obviously we talking about that good. And by good, I mean that crypto that matters, that ADA. Because that's all we stacking, ladies and gentlemen. ADA. That's it. And if you happen to have that in your wallet, why don't you think about delegating over to AGC? We are a single stake pool operator, low saturation rate, and by low I mean real low. But we mint blocks, and that means any reward we get comes to you. So go ahead, stake with us. Ticker AGC.
and with that, that's your crypto bite.